Hey, Cage, go live. Well, I'm here, people. At your request, I'm here live. KG is here for a late night transfer talk edition. The news just keeps on getting better, man. But yeah, it seems nothing's official, but it seems we have more good news coming in terms of our Brazilian recruitment. Listen, effect. If that happens tomorrow, we'll stream for 3 hours. How about that? We'll stream for actually better not happen because I don't want to stream for 3 hours, but it's all good. Ash, I'm with you, man. Listen, you guys, what I do love about this is when there's a little smidget of news, I get tagged in everything. Okay, everything. But I enjoyed this tag tonight. I enjoyed it a lot. What's going on, David, man? Chris, you were one that tagged me, man. You was one of them that tagged me. Tag the man, and he appears. I believe in the KG. Love that. Love that. What's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat as well. The man said we need that 3-hour stream, man. See, I would have done it back in the day, but I don't know what the appetite is for a long stream these days, man. Johnny here saying, KG, you're trying to get me divorced. Hey, what does that mean, man? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Evening. I just finished watching Love Island, man. I checked the phone. I'm like, well, what is this now? What's these notifications about? And I loved it. I love it and I deserve it. Okay, I love it and I deserve it. Wilf in the house, evening, all man. What's going on? Luke saying here, this is what dreams are made of. What's new, mate? Well, what's new is this. Via final transfer market, which is, by the way, followed by none other than Fabrizio Romano, which does mean a little something to me. It means something to me, people. Feyenoord announced on Thursday evening via this channel that an official opening bid has been made, which in terms of the fixed amount alone is millions higher than Olympique Marseille ever offered. Now, the article is in Dutch, but I've got the Google Translate, as every good podcaster will have. Sorry, I'm a streamer, not podcaster. Let me correct myself. Let me just get the translate to English. The bid from Leeds United is around, the total fixed fee transfer is around 35 million euros, which means the English club is being quite aggressive. And this is where we are doing our overpayment, right? Oh, I see. Got your notifications popping up at the phone at 10:30 at night. Mrs. like, who's that? Tell her it's Cage. It's only Cage, you know what I mean? So what that means, you know how we've been saying, or some of you have been saying, Sunderland have overpaid for so-and-so, so-and-so. I think this could be our overpayment. But I say, do it, get it done. What it does as well, it shows Igor Paixão just how serious we are, bidding over what Marseille are, Feyenoord are expecting. And I do feel with the news of Lucas Perri, which we'll talk about briefly in just a moment, that it's moving on to attracting other players. It's something I said at the start of the window. You sign good players, other players will come. You sign dodgy players, other dodgy players will come. That's just the way. You're not going to see bums being signed and then a worldie being signed. They'll be saying, why am I signing for you? You've got nothing that I'm interested in. I think the way that we've built the team, I think that the way the club have built the team, from the back and midfield and solid all round, it's been attractive. Lucas Perri coming from Lyon. I know they're in a bit of trouble, but he didn't have to come here. I'm sure there would have been offers on the table. He's chosen to come here. Deal's almost done. I think that will be done tomorrow. Igor Paixão seeing Lucas Perri come in. Lucas Perri, by the way, who also speaks to Rafinha. I don't think there's no coincidence there. I think when Lucas Perri signs and we see his video, we're going to hear the name Rafinha. I do. And I think that will be the same for Igor Paixão. Now, the only thing is there are no personal terms agreed at this time, which is the thing that makes me just err on the side of caution a little. If we already had personal terms agreed like he had with Marseille, I'd be thinking this is a clear path to this signing, but we still need to negotiate with the player. So we need to see just how much he wants to come here. And that will only happen once Feyenoord accept the bid, because we haven't been able to speak to him, like how everyone else does, where we agree terms and then talk to the club. No, we haven't spoken to him as of yet. We've only sent proposals to his agent and him. So listen, but the fact that we've put in a 35 million bid, well, it said, I wonder if it's 30 plus 35. Let me go back onto the article. But then again, this is just rough Google Translate. Let me just see. fixed transfer fee is around 35 million euros, so it's fixed. So it means that that is it. I think that would be it with add-ons included. If that means fixed fee, I don't think it goes any higher than say 35. I think that's the package in total, which is way more than what we what Feyenoord were even expecting from Marseille. It's just that Marseille just kept on trying to edge it up a little by 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. And I did say, man, I said, I don't feel like Marseille are going to get it done once they're out the running, because obviously he did have a preference to go there. I think that's pretty clear. But once that avenue is shut, hey, we're there. You know what I mean? It's like when you can't get your first choice at the club, you know what I mean? She's gone off with someone else, then you got to stay around till 2 and go, all right, man, I'll have you. You know, one of those. Everyone's had one of those. And I think that's why we might be for Paixão, but I'm all for it, man, because he will give his all for this football club, 100%. So let's hope that the video, the parade videos, Rafinha's like rubber stamp on it, the signing of Lucas Perri convinces this man to come, because this is the game changer. This is the needle mover that solidifies this whole transfer window. And by the way, if we do get this player, and in addition to everything else we've done, this is a very, very solid window. You know, people talking to me about rating the window. I won't do that till it's closed, but I've already got a really high rating to begin with the club, saying that Bamford is not in the plans. That is one thing I've been very consistent with. Long-term subscribers of mine will know it's not about Bamford going. It's about the club actually making that proclamation and stance that he is no longer here. Illan Meslier on his way out, obviously with Lucas Perri coming in. That's what ups the window for me. It's not just about incoming, it's about outgoings too, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. And when you're then having to fall back on a Meslier or a Bamford, you're in trouble. So yeah, I will wait until the end of the window, but this window is probably one of the best that we've had in a long time. And it started off very, very slow, very slow. But yeah, people, what are we saying here? Chris saying here, my dream transfer window, Paixão on the left and Trincao on the right. Imagine you've been on about Trincao. The only thing for me, Chris, and maybe it is different because it didn't go well for him at Wolves. Maybe he's matured as a player, but he didn't look good at Wolves, Chris. And is it a case of that the Premier League just doesn't suit his game, or maybe it was just the wrong time? Maybe it was because he had Neto or something in front of him. But when I saw him, he didn't look too confident. Obviously, he's gone back to Portugal now and he's balling out. But also, Gyökeres is going to be leaving. He's coming to the Prem. By the way, I will say this window overall, in comparison to last summer, has been much more energetic. When you're seeing what Isak could be doing, he could be moving to Liverpool. Liverpool signing Ekete as well. Arsenal, Gyökeres, Newcastle, Sesko, which will just crush one of my subscribers' dreams here. The window with Sunderland leads back, I don't think it's a coincidence, people. I don't think it's a coincidence, because the Premier League last season, and I said it on many, many videos on this channel, was garbage. The quality was poor. The games were poor. It was so predictable. The games that you were watching, it was safety first with everything. I think the clubs have taken a little bit of more of a risk this summer in terms of transfers, and I like it. I like it a lot. Let's have a look. Dino here saying 49ers are certainly not messing around. I can see us finish top 10. Well, you know what, Dino, man. I mean, I don't think that yet, but what I do think, especially if Paixão comes over the line along with Lucas Perri and backup fullbacks, because that is important. Goodmanson going out, we can't have Byram there, so that's what I'm talking about. We're just making sure with everything. I do think we've got a real solid chance of survival. Now, me 2 weeks ago, I thought we were just going to go through the motions with the way we were moving in the window. You seen Meslier being featured on the official Leeds channels. You're thinking, is that what time we're on in this season? Well, good luck. But we have moved really well. And what a difference a couple of weeks, mate, as you guys love to say. What we're saying here, William in the house. What's going on, William? A lot better dealing from a position of strength made this window better. Yeah, we were, because we didn't have any obligations from January, which I said, and this is me, like, looking back and fixing anything I said in January. I was very consistent. Do not sign players that will have no use for in the Premier League, just for a temporary fix in the league where we should be clear 1 or 2. We did not need any big help. My only thing is, if we could have got a centre back on loan, and saw with Strauch and Verber getting injured, maybe that could have been helpful. but no obligations, man. We have literally come in with the biggest hand of strength at this football club. We're in a good position financially. We'll probably be even better once we get a few of these players out, and I'm sure the club are doing everything they can to move out your Bamfords, Gelharts, Joseph, and other players like that who will have no future here. So we'll be in an even healthier position, people. Yeah, and effects, absolutely. We need to use those loan slots, and that's what I'm talking about in terms of a backup fullback. You know, I see Sasha Bowie is still available at Bayern Munich. He's still available. Could he come in as the backup right back? I wouldn't say no to that. If we can get a backup left back, cool. You know, even a backup goalie, if Darlow isn't going to be the direct number two, you utilize the loan system the best way we can. And just take advantage of everything, because we can't pay full money for everything. We're going to have to use that loan system, and I do think the club will do so before the end of the window. David, I was going to mention Josh Doig, but I look lately at what's going on with him, and it seems he's very settled in Italy, and the team that he got promoted with are trying to recruit another Scotsman to join him, and he just seems very settled out there in Italy at this point in time. So hey, listen, opportunity can create something else. You know, maybe we could entice him to come. But Josh Doy comes here. By the way, he'd become the number one left back, in my opinion, because I do think he's got all the attributes to be a solid Premier League defender. But yeah, I would love to get Josh Doy again, and I don't think he cost a lot, but I do think he's settled in Italy at this stage. Wilf saying here, Bamford and Melier going, get Harrison out, and the window is a 10 and a 10 without even buying a player. Yeah, that bumps up my rating massively. I've always said, if you don't get rid of Bamford, you've minus 3 points. But at least if you've said that you want him to go, I will give you your credit there. If he decides to stay, he's well within his rights. Like I say, I'm always with the players on that. You've been given a contract, stupidly, rightly or wrongly. You've been given that contract, so you're well within your rights to stay if you really want to. But the fact that the club and Daniel Farker have made it clear that he's got no plans to play here, that's what I look for. That's all you can do. Effect saying here, I can't see Harrison going, unfortunately. I do. I think he will be going, Effect. I do, especially if Paixão comes in. Where would he play? Where would he play? We'll have Paixão, Ramazani, Nonto, and James. There's nowhere for Harrison to play here. I mean, he's barely the fifth choice out of the five. You know, he's just got no future for me here. And I do think, again, I think he'll leave. I know 3 million will get us in profit with Jack Harrison, but I think it's going to be more likely a loan and his wages get covered. I see him going back out on loan. That's just how I see it at this point in time. Sly. And this can't happen. We've seen him at left back before, Ash. It doesn't work. But a lot of people do forget that, and that's okay. Sly here, what is your current starting 11? Sly, I mean, it's funny you mentioned that. But let's just say, and I've just put him in there because, you know, just in case he does arrive, all right? Just in case he does arrive. But this is currently what I have from what we've got. I have, of course, Perri in goal, Bogle at right back, Roden, Biol partnership, Goodmanson left back, and I've gone 4-3-3 here, people. So I've got Stack and Ampadu to make it rock solid in the middle. Tanaka is at the moment the advanced 8. So he'll do the central midfield and link up the attack. Nonto on the right at this point in time. Paixão on the left and Peru up front. That is the 11. Ryan, hey, listen, you know what, Ryan? I'm all in with Longstaff. With the way that we've recruited, it makes sense for what he's going to be. And listen, when the game is 60, 70 minutes and we need to hold out, he'll be a good energy man to come on. You know what I mean? It's one of those where I know he's not going to be very good with the ball, but what he will do is he'll try and retrieve it and he'll give it off to the better players. So it's no hate, but on that note, it also shows you the depth, because I haven't got James here. I haven't got Ramazani here, but there's an argument that they should be starting in this team. But that is the kind of problems you want, people. You want problems where you're going, nah, you know, Cage, you've got it wrong. Longstaff should be in there, or Strout should be in there. But now he's currently injured. He should be in there. But that is what you're looking for. You're not looking for players where they've got a clear starting spot and zero competition. That's where it gets sticky for you at this level. So yeah, Slim, we might be cooking this season. It's looking promising, man. It is really looking promising. And my level of enthusiasm for the season has gone up so much. As I've said before, people, only a stupid person doesn't change their opinion just to be stubborn. I change my opinion or my feeling when the information changes. Now, if we had gone ahead and signed, Palmer from Ipswich as our goalkeeper, I wouldn't be feeling good. If we had gone ahead and signed Dara O'Shea as our main centre back, I wouldn't be feeling good. But with what we've added, I feel a lot better with what we've currently got. So the information, I change when the information changes. It's not flip-flopping. It's just being sensible, common sense and all that. JTEX here. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to hope for this one. Really, really hope a Muniz or a better 9 comes in. Yeah. Well, this is what it is at this moment in time, Jays. I mean, even Paixão's not even here. He's not even here. But, I do think we will get another 9 in, and I do think it will be Muniz. And I think the whole Lucas Perri, Igor Paixão, and then you say to Muniz, once Fulham get a striker in, because unfortunately we are waiting for Fulham to do their business, which isn't ideal for anybody. You'd rather be in the driving seat when it comes to a transfer, not sitting around playing with yourself waiting for a team to do their business. You'd rather not be at the mercy of that. But maybe they've got other options if they've got an internal deadline for the Muniz signing. Maybe they've got somebody else in mind. But hopefully it's of that caliber too. It can't be rungs lower. We can't be looking at all of this and then sticking a Josh Sargent here. One of those. Can't be like that. Sajal in the house. What's going on, Sajal? One thing is for sure, the 49ers are back Farkas, so now it's down to him to make the team tick in the Premier League. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, and I made a comment on was it 2 videos ago now? Listen, the videos come out so often, but with his comments lately about not being wedded to the 4-2-3-1, which is why I've done the 4-3-3 here, that's only good news, because we saw he wasn't very flexible with his formations or tactical switches. If the game called for it, he'd be very set on when he'd substitute a player unless they went down injured. He knows himself we're not going to be the best team in the league, so he's going to have to be a little bit more flexible. That's all I ever ask from him. That's all I want from him. And if he does follow that, maybe it will work. And I hope it does work, because it means then that we don't have to change manager, and it means we're doing what we should be or trying our best to do in the league. But what I will say, people, is that there's going to be good times and there's going to be bad times. And like the videos have been this week, they've been ultra positive. They've been brilliant. The comment section's been buzzing and everything else like that. But you just got to stick with it when it gets sticky, and just be open and honest when it is sticky as well, because a lot of people don't like that. They want to just think everything is, that blue and yellow and white tinted cloud. You just got to call it how you see it at times, and enjoy the good moments and enjoy the bad ones. But I do feel like we've given ourselves a real shot once these signings do come in. I really do. 2 weeks ago, I was very honest. I said, I think we'll finish bottom 3. Now, especially with the way that other clubs are moving, and I'm looking at West Ham, I'm looking at Brentford, I feel like there's chinks in the armor in those clubs. I think that we could, and Sunderland potentially, if they strengthen up their defense and goalkeeper, I think they've got a shot as well. Max here saying, with how attacking the fullbacks are, yeah, we definitely need that free midfield. And that's why I still want to know if we're going to be in for Alex Moreno from Aston Villa. Because for me, that is the perfect balance of the left back fullbacks, if you will. If he's definitely available. They're in talks to sign Luca Digne to a new contract, so he's going to be staying there. But if you've got Alex Moreno, who is more primarily a defensive defender, I think that's a really good balance. And then you can judge it game to game what you'll need, maybe away from home. The more trickier ties, Alex Moreno will come in, and I'd feel a lot more comfortable. We've already seen with Goodmanson, he is very attacking, and there is space where he can be exploited. So I do feel we'll need another left back, left-footed left back there. Can't be Sam Byram, I'm afraid, but we'll see what happens. I do think once we get all the key things, we've already read reports saying that we're going to beef up the rest of the squad once all the key players are here. Jackson here. Wolves don't get talked about enough. They're absolutely awful and lost their 2 best players. Yeah, they signed someone today, people. I do not remember who it is, though. And I won't even pretend to remember the name. But yes, they're also in the conversation for me, Jackson, as well. They've been on a little bit of a decline over the last few years. So, losing Nori, losing Mateus Cunha, it's a big deal, man. And a couple seasons ago now, but they lost Max Kilman, who for me was their best centre-back. So yeah, I put them in the conversation too for sure. They did sign Strand Larson though, and I think he's a bit of a brute up front. I think he's going to be pretty crucial for them with key goals for them at the bottom. But yeah, I put them in that conversation as well. Yeah, Pierre here saying Goodmanson is in the same or better multiverse. Yeah, for me, yeah, they're pretty much the same fullback. They are much more attack minded than they are defensive, and positionally they are a little suspect. So it is one of those where I do feel we need a more two-way defender in that spot as well. Nidar here saying Nottingham Forest could have a meltdown QPR style. I don't know. I don't think they're going to finish as high as they did before, but I don't know if they're going to be in relegation trouble. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the teams who we can jump over and make this campaign a real success. And there's opportunity to do so, especially with the way Potter has been at West Ham and their recruitment at this point in time. I think they're going to be recruiting Callum Wilson as their main striker, which is, yeah. Brentford, you've seen all the changes there. There's a real opportunity for two of the promoted clubs this season to actually survive, unlike the previous couple of years. Richard in the house. What's going on, Richard? Rating on the window so far, KG. I'm on a solid 7.5 so far. Pleased with Perri. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, Ryan. Isaac wants out. Maybe we could test with 8 million. Tremendous. Slim, who would you want on loan? I don't know, Slim. I don't know. I was looking at, I don't know if he'd even be available at Brentford, but Aaron Hickey is a fullback. I know he had a bit of an injury last season. But I mean, you're talking about left back loans. And if he was available, I'd probably go for him, but I don't think he will be available at this point. But I know Brentford have got another two, including Rico Henry. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see who becomes available. We'll probably get a better idea once Premier League teams finalize their 25-man squads. Let's have a look here. So I've seen Solomon come back up again, people, but it hasn't been strong enough for me to come out and talk about it on Transfer Talk. So I'll leave it for now until something more concrete comes. But again, Solomon, I love what Solomon did for us last season. But if you're looking at the four wingers that we've got, where does he fit in? Where does he actually come in when you've got Paixão, Ramazani, Nonto, and James? And for me, I've always said it with Nonto. I think the Premier League, and even he said it himself, will suit him way better like it did previously when we was last in the Premier League. Carl saying here, is Semedo still free? Be a decent addition? Yeah, I think he is still free, isn't he? Yeah, again, free transfer. Go for it. Again, he's one of those where he's very experienced. Again, he does have defensive liabilities at times, but that's good experience, I think, on a free, and there's not really much to lose there. I think Bogle is the clear right back this season, and as long as he performs the way I think he will, I think he'll be fine, man. I think he'll be fine. But yeah, going on to our goalkeeper, I said our goalkeeper like he's already here, but that deal's pretty much done, right? It's pretty much done. But obviously there's different numbers going around in terms of the goalkeeper's price, around 60 million euros, which is around 14 million pounds. Whatever the price is, people, that's a great deal. That's a hell of a deal. Okay. And when you're talking about Aaron Ramsdale at 25 million and you can get Lucas Perri for a fraction of that, it's a no-brainer. So whatever the price is, and if it is around this price, an absolute steal for a goalkeeper of this quality. And this when I saw this morning, people, it just transformed everything, because when you've got, it doesn't matter what we did outfield, in terms of the 11 that we'd have out. Doesn't matter about this. If you don't have a good goalkeeper behind you, it means nothing, because we're not going to suppress as many shots as we did in the Championship. That's just, factual. But when you've got an actual goalkeeper behind you who can save you points, I feel much more confident. And I'm sure Joe Rodon was buzzing at that news as well. I mean, yeah, first-class keeper, absolutely. And I've got to be honest, when they got reinstated to League One, I thought it might have been a closed avenue. I thought he might want to stay at Lyon and go there. But hey, he's more than happy to come. So again, salute to the recruitment team and Daniel Farker for getting this to happen, because his agent has already been over, hasn't he? Already seen his agent say about, going to LS and all that. But I think he's going to Germany, and I think he is in Germany doing the medical, or has done the medical, and it will be announced probably tomorrow or maybe the next day. Russ saying here, first time I watched some Perry highlights today, he does look decent, to be honest. Decent, you know. Yeah, I mean, I've watched Leon matches when watching League matches. And listen, I guess if you're more of an England fan or English teams fan, you'd probably see him against Man United in that bonkers game where, you know, it wasn't the greatest for any goalkeeper on that night. But overall, this goalkeeper, distribution-wise, is first rate. Reflexes, first rate. And just a commanding presence in goal, and it's something we've lacked for so long now, isn't it? So yeah, it's one of those where, I mean, could he be potentially better than Nigel Martin? Hey, that's a big shout though. That's a big shout. That's you know. Richard saying here he was only to blame for the third goal, to be fair. Yeah, but I mean, there was some chances where you're thinking a little bit more composure, maybe Leon stay in the game. I understand what you're saying, but the game went out of control. But overall, I don't judge him but by just one game. His overall body of work through the season for Leon was exemplary. So yeah, that's what we're getting. I know, man. I know. I'm sorry, Big Nige. I love you, man. I'm just saying, I want someone to surpass him, Matt. I want somebody to surpass Nigel Martin in my mind, because the fact that for me, this is just my opinion. I don't speak for you or anyone else. The fact that we haven't had a better goalkeeper overall at Leeds United, because obviously Kasper Schmeichel after Leeds United went on to be absolutely terrific. He was even had embers of being good here, but his real career took off at Leicester. But for me, at Leeds United, we haven't had anyone as good as Nigel Martin. Rob Green was pretty close. Alex McCarthy when he was here on loan, but that was for like 6 games. It's just been, you know, just the cycle has been poor. But yeah, we will see. We will see. What was that Carl saying here? I hope he does turn out better. Then we've got a world-class player, as Martin is the best keeper I've seen at Leeds. Yeah, I hear it, man. Paul Robinson was good. Yeah, listen, I even said to Paul Robinson when I met him, man, I said, again, I'm a bit too honest, but I didn't say it in a bad way. I just said I felt like Nigel got replaced too soon. And everything else like that. Obviously, he was buzzing of being, you know, Leeds United's #1, but I did feel Nigel Martin got pushed out way too soon. But you saw what was going on at the club at the time. It was becoming real unstable, becoming a mess. But yeah, I thought Nigel Martin had a little bit more in the tank before he got pushed out. But listen, we're talking about Lucas Perry. We're talking about the here and now. I don't want to go back to 99, 2000. I did that yesterday, went on for like 20 more minutes. But yeah, I know. I'm not doing it. So we're gonna end with that. Let me just see if there's anything that any of the other hitters have said. Maybe Fabrizio's rubber stamp this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. Sesko to Newcastle, man. Tell you, Premier League is going to be stacked. Listen, people, I am going to redo the FPL as well. I know I've said it. I did go to do my team yesterday, and I got through like 3 players and then just quit. I will redo it, and I will like reload the league again. So if you want to join, I'll put the link in the description once it's back up and running. Yeah, there's nothing else at this point in time. So that is the latest news. Livio Suarez. Yeah, that's where we are right now, people. That's where we are with Paixão, Lucas Perry, and everything else. So, people, I hope you've enjoyed the late night stream and the late night update. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel and it's free to do. Thank you to the super thanks on the last video from Mr. P. Thank you for the support. And guys, great news. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.